So welcome to the team call, and I love this team call already because it's Sunday the 1st of November, and I love the start of a new month and the end of an old one, and particularly if we're like leading a team training, it's just perfect timing. And with that being said, we are going to talk about goal setting and how to do it, and kind of the kind of strategies that I go through. Charlotte's going to share what she does as well, just because there's always going to be slightly different ways of doing things, and hopefully you're going to resonate with one or the other. I'm sure a lot of the stuff that we will share will be similar. So if you guys haven't already noticed, you guys in the UK, we have moved into, or are moving into, a national lockdown on Thursday for a month. And I can promise you that if you are all guns blazing and you are showing up consistently every day, you are inviting people to the opportunity, and you have an available boot camp or coach opportunity open, I can promise you that you can make hay. And not only that, it really is fundamentally, like, from my heart, it's a time when people really, really need our help. They really, really do. And I know as a newer coach, it was very difficult for me to get out of my own way, in a sense. Like, it was, well, what are people going to think about me, and what if they're not interested? And actually, what I always thought as a new coach was, well, if I worry too much about what people think about me, then I'm never going to be able to actually help anybody, because I'm making it about me, not them. And at a time like this, I feel like that is just such a good reminder for you guys. Like, remember, there are people out there who are really, really struggling. And if you've been a coach for any length of time, you will know that this opportunity has helped you 100-fold with your mindset, with your ability to cope with changing circumstances, and also your outlook on life. And therefore, this is a completely invaluable opportunity. Yes, the gyms have closed. And yeah, there's a lot of people that are going to be looking for fitness programs, but really looking at this as the opportunity that it is. And this is the way that I always view it. It's not just about the fitness. This is about so much more. When someone's like, I'm a member of a gym, I don't even see that as a comparable or a threat, because quite frankly, what we have absolutely knocks the shit out of what a gym has to offer. Excuse my language. Like, I don't ever think, oh, they're at the gym, oh, well, never mind, they're not going to be interested, because I know the value of what we have to offer is literally like 75% more than what a gym could. We've got the fitness programs, but we have also the ability to help somebody with their nutrition, which quite frankly, a PT isn't likely to help them in the gym with. And our programs are designed so that it is like having a PT in your front room. And if you can find me a gym that is going to offer what we offer for the equivalent of whatever it is, it's £12 a month with a PT for that price, I'll eat my hat. But that alone, we have so much more to offer. And then of course there's the global community, the accountability, the personal development, the mindset, and everything that you're going to gain from that. So people really need that. And so yes, they need the physical fitness, but my view is it's not so much for bodily transformation, though that might be a goal, because people have overeaten through this period through stress. It's about what it's going to do for their mindset, which quite frankly is going to serve them through this time, no matter how long this lasts for. So we really do have a job to do. We are moving into shorter days. It is getting darker earlier. People are going to struggle. And I can promise you that they're going to find it so much easier with this community. So never, ever forget the value of what we have to offer, both with the fitness and nutrition programs, but also with the coach opportunity. Okay. It literally changes lives. So, yeah.
Can you just add Kate back in? She said it's kicked her out and she's in the waiting room.
Oh.
Thank you. Sorry.
I don't know whether I can if I'm on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay.
Thank you.
That's okay. How do I move that screen now? Okay, so 30-day breakaway. I think those of you guys that are doing it are aware that it's there. For those of you guys that have enrolled without 30-day breakaway, if you are into running and you want to get into running through the season, then definitely 30-day breakaway is the program for you. There is an additional cost to coaches for that accessories bundle of £52. And essentially it's going to prepare you for a 5 or 10K with strength training and accompanying kind of agility and all sorts of training to really improve your speed and performance through those runs. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely go take a look. And of course, if you've got people that you know who are runners, don't discount the fact that this could be an amazing thing for them to do, particularly again through lockdown. They're going to need another focus. This might be just the thing for them. So the virtual super weekend is on Saturday, this coming Saturday. Please go to FAQ 7974. I'm going to be looking at in some detail probably tomorrow, and I will post whatever detail I manage to find on there, but make sure you're available. I can promise you these super weekends, if you don't catch them live, you honestly have missed out. They're going to announce launches and there'll be coach success stories. It really is a chance to be included within the broader community and to really get an understanding of the broader impact of what we do as coaches, and really helps you see the broader vision, even if it is remote. These super weekends usually are in the flesh. They're hosted all around the country once a quarter, but of course at the moment they are all remote. I mentioned this last week, but just quickly for those of you guys who perhaps missed last week, genealogy change request. So that's when you've enrolled somebody and you need to move where they are in your business center, has gone from 5 business days to 10, which is an absolute game changer for us, because it means that we have a little bit more time to move people around if we need to kind of check out the volume. This kind of goes more for the people who are kind of building a residual business and income and building time and that sort of thing. So just so you guys know. And Control Freak. Now, I am so excited for this. We don't have any more info on this one yet, but I can almost guarantee over the coming kind of week or two, there is going to start to be stuff that's fed through Beachbody Champions page, training for that. So guys, please keep your eyes peeled on Beachbody Champions. Obviously, when I get more, I will share it with you. But obviously, if you're on top of that as it comes out, you are very much being your own leader. It's going to give you that confidence to move forward through this business. So that is literally the launch of the year. I know MBF we absolutely love, but I have a feeling that Control Freak is going to be even bigger for us, and I'm so excited for that. We will be running a large coach test group, so I'll be opening a new boot camp with all of the people that are going to do Control Freak, and for those coaches who have been in those early coach launch groups, they will definitely tell you that the energy in there is super, super high, and we always get really good results. So I'm so excited for that. Okay, Coach Summit feels like it's a long way away. It feels like it is a bit uncertain at the moment. And of course, we can't guarantee anything, but these are all of the people who are registered and enrolled to go to Coach Summit in St. Louis in July next year as a new coach if you hit Success Club starters. So you hit Success Club the first or 3 of your 6 months, you will get that summit ticket for free. So, book of the week, and this is a book actually that I've mentioned before, and I read it a little while ago, but honestly, I can promise you that this is such a fundamental book for really helping you recognize how your small decisions that you make, which when I think about kind of sedimenting habits, becoming a new coach, you know, the alarm goes off, do we stay in bed, do we snooze it for another 5 minutes? This book is all about how those tiny compound effects, those tiny decisions will move you up the success scale or down the success scale over time. And honestly, it really opens your eyes to what it takes to be successful. It isn't one big thing that is going to help you see success. It is all about small, tiny, seemingly insignificant decisions that compounded over time are going to define whether or not you finish here or there. Okay. And I can promise you that it really is in this business. As you guys know, it's about consistency over time. It's about deciding this small decision is a yes, I'm going to get out of bed 5 minutes earlier, to this decision, I'm going to get out of bed 15 minutes later. It's really, really going to mark your success. If that's something you struggle with and you feel like you need to know how those little decisions that you're making over time are going to impact your life, definitely listen to it. It's honestly amazing. And I'm definitely going to go back to it. So tracker prize, a little bit sad this week to see that it was only Laura, Joe, Elaine, Stephanie and Marta that shared their tracker. Remember guys, as I've just said on the previous slide, your key to success is going to be defined by your consistency over time. And if you are wanting to see success in your business, you are going to need to complete your tracker every single day, consistently over time. Otherwise, you are going to get results that are going to go like this. You will find it very frustrating. You will feel like you're pushing water up a hill all of the time. And there is so much to be said for trusting the process. And when I said to Joe this week, who whipped Success Club 12 out of the bag in October, what changed? She said, honestly, Izzy, I just trusted that the process would work. I continued to show up every single day and the fruits of my labor have paid off. And guys, if you are ticking that tracker off and you're not doing the things, or you know that you're not all in on them, please call yourself out on it now. This business is simple, right? As long as we are getting the results, as long as we are doing everything in the day that we should be doing as coaches, you are going to be successful. But if we are consistently missing boxes off the tracker, and particularly missing consistently the same box off the tracker, I can promise you this business won't work for you. And I want to be honest, because it is simple. This business is simple, but there are consistent daily tasks that have to be completed to see success. And I think that's the biggest struggle for people, is just building those consistencies. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you need to spend 10 hours on your tracker a day. God, I probably spend max 4, and you know, my business is 3 hours at 3 years down the track. You know, it might be that you're chunking it down to 5-minute chunks, but for goodness sake, make sure you're completing that tracker. For those of you guys that are new coaches, hopefully you've got to the section in the Beachbody Champions page where they have shared the BAT, the Business Activity Tracker. The quicker that you can get yourself using this and completing it every single day, the better. I think I have got now 2 years worth of these trackers that are completed. So if you want to know why I hit the Success Club numbers I do, and I see the success I do, it's because people trust me and I show up consistently and I complete that tracker every damned day. Okay. I don't let myself off the hook. So for those of you guys that shared the tracker last week, if you want to stay on the call afterwards, what I'm doing moving forward is just opening up the call at the end once everybody else has gone, for any of those guys who have shared the tracker to kind of discuss, ask any questions that you guys have got. So for October, this is where we finished. I finished at Success Club 28, Joe in at 12. Honestly, this girl absolutely amazes me. And if there is anybody that you look at in the team that you want to get some tips from, look at Joe. She shows up consistently every single day. She's got COVID. She's not been very well. She's still been showing up. She's still been posting every day. She's on the power hours every day. And I appreciate some of you guys work full time, which makes that impossible. But the power hours, guys, are on this Zoom link code, exactly the one you've logged in at, every single day at 10:30 a.m. and at 8 p.m. at night, unless there is a team call. Okay. So if you need that accountability, please, please, please get on those calls. Joe is on the 10:30 a.m. power hour, and she's usually on there with me for at least 2 hours every day. Okay. And literally about 10 days ago, she turned around to me and she said, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just knew, and I trusted, and I knew that Joe was going to see success. And I said, just keep going. There is nothing that you are doing wrong. Trust the process. And she has enrolled 6 people in October. So it really is about trust, guys. And I want you guys to ask yourself, if you are doing the tracker, do you believe this is going to happen for you? Do you trust that process? Because if you don't, again, it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to happen for you. Okay. So it's mindset. Mindset fuels that with the actions that you're taking. Caitlin in at Success Starter month 1. Well done, Caitlin. She's been a coach for 6 weeks, so she smashed that first 4 months. Charlotte in at Success Club. She had 1 go into Ross's account and 2 into hers, and she had a very difficult month. She lost a really close member of the family. So I'm super, super proud of her. And not only that, she's working full time in A&E, working nights back to back. And she still smashes her business. She still shows up in her stories every day. So success leaves clues. If you want to see what that success looks like, look at Joe and Charlotte. Gillian in at 4, and then Liesl at 2, Marty at 2, Gail at 2, Ginny at 2, Sarah at 2, and Claire at 2. And I just wanted to quickly mention Gail, who has had, like, she's got a slipped disc. She can't actually work out, and she's got Success Club points. So I'm just unbelievably proud of her. She's been plowing on behind the scenes as much as she can. And as I said to her, like, I honestly don't think I would get any Success Club points if I had a back injury and it meant I couldn't work out, because that ultimately affects Gail's mindset, and she's working on that every day. So I'm super proud of her. I'm really proud of Sarah, who is a new coach, and Claire, who have both enrolled 1 coach already and are halfway to Emerald. So way to start. And you new girls, don't sweat it if you haven't enrolled anyone yet. It took me 3 weeks, and 3 of my friends all enrolled on the same day when I shared my results. So just be patient. So this is Caitlin here, month 1. She's got 2 more to go. And she's also an Emerald coach. So again, success leaves clues. And coach of the week is Claire. And this is one of Joe's new coaches. She is literally lapping up the training. She's in the bootcamp page every single day. She's showing up in her stories every day. She's posting every day. She's just got a really as Joe said to me, she's got a real sponge mindset. She's lapping it up. I don't know if Joe wants to add anything because it's specifically Joe's coach. I don't know if you want to add anything, Joe. I can't actually see you. Do you want to add anything? You're on mute.
No, I just, like I said in my post, I mean, she's an absolute delight to coach. She is like a little sponge. I tell her something and she just does it. She doesn't faff around, doesn't worry about it. She's on her stories constantly. She's confident in the camera. She's an absolute delight. She's fantastic. Well done, Claire. Really pleased.
Oh, that's so sweet. And yeah, guys, like, it's amazing to see so many of you new guys come through, and it is all mindset. Like, if you can be a sponge, you can be coachable, and you can just trust your coach and trust in what they're telling you to do, and just do it even if you feel like you're going to vomit. Like, I can promise you guys are going to be so successful, and Joe's just an amazing leader, so well done, Joe, too. So with that being said, Joe has literally come out of, well, not nowhere, she was always there, but I think this time last week she had 3 active coaches, and now she has 4 on one leg and 3 on the other, one of which is halfway to emerald. So she's going to do diamond, I think, possibly even by this Thursday. She is absolutely smashing it, and I'm so proud of her. Tasha is doing really well. I know she's been working really long overtime hours over in the States, in the hospitals there. Marty as well, doing really well with the circumstances as a teacher in Canada, and Ginny. So those guys are closest to diamond. And as I'm sure you can possibly imagine, I am getting increasingly frustrated because actually doing a diamond retreat is becoming literally like Russian roulette. So I'm not going to be booking anything anytime soon, but for those of you guys who aren't kind of an emerald yet, that gives you the opportunity to be like, do you know what, I'm going to get this emerald, and then I'm going to get in a diamond push group, so that when there is a retreat, I'm going to be on that list. And we want as many of you on this as possible. It will be an all expenses paid trip. All you'll need to pay for is your travel, and I will pay for the rest. There will be photo shoots, trainings. You won't want to miss it. So the new push group is going to start on Tuesday the 10th. So next Tuesday, Charlotte and Joe are already in it. You needed to hit Success Club last month or Success Club by the 10th of November. So guys, there's still time. And I know when I spoke to Joe, she was like, that push group is really what's helped me like open up my mindset and go for it. So you really want to make that goal, because I do give you guys more time in those groups. Sorry, I'm like literally losing my breath. So Fantasy Fitball Team Fearless overtook Team Ignite last week. So I'm in Team Fearless, so I'm pretty pleased about that. I'm sure Joe's probably not that pleased about it. So you guys tot up your scores this week. And actually, for any new coaches, if you want to be in one of these teams, can you just drop me a message? I don't want to feel like new people can't get added in. If you feel like you want to do this, it's just additional accountability. You just report in your numbers to your respective team head each day, and it's just an additional little team thing. So if you feel like you want to add that to your plate, great. If you feel like, do you know what, I'm just lapping up the training and I don't want anything else for now, that's also fine. But I want you guys to know that you can join in. So a new month, new goals, and I am going to kick off to just share, like, whether or not you're brand new or you're more seasoned. If you're more seasoned, obviously you have your month's performances to reflect on. And I went in my stories about this earlier on, and I think the biggest mistake we can make as people, as coaches, as corporate girls, as even in our personal life, is to just go, oh, this is what I'm going to achieve this month and this is what I'm going to do, without first reflecting on, what did I do last month? What went well? What didn't go well? Why didn't it go well? And what am I going to put in place this month to ensure that bit goes well and to accelerate and improve upon last month's performance? For you guys as coaches, that might just be to create, or new coaches, that might be to create new habits. Yeah. So don't want you guys to get overwhelmed with like loads and loads of goals as newer coaches. But I really think like sometimes we can be a bit like this, like la 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 la, like the month wasn't that great last month, so I just don't want to focus on it, and I'm just going to focus on the new month. And unfortunately, unless we're willing to kind of take that responsibility and say, hey, Izzy, do you know what? Last month you didn't do this, and that's why you hit this, and that's why you didn't get the outcome you wanted. And actually this part of your process is not working, and you need to evaluate it, instead of going, la la la, I know it works, it's all fine, I'm sure it will work itself out next month. unless you make different or slight changes to your process, you can't expect to get different results. And I want you guys to really be honest with yourselves about your last month, what didn't work and what did work. So what are you going to carry forward and what do you need to stop? It might even be, and I know for a lot of us at the moment, you know, with the pandemic and things, mindset is fundamental, right? 95% of your success is going to be determined by your mindset, and maybe your mindset's in the wrong place. Maybe you need to commit to, instead of doing 15 minutes personal development each day, it's 30 minutes or even an hour just listening in the background. I've been actually listening to my PD as I work, and it's really made a huge difference because it's time that I'm not having to find. Okay, so when I'm setting my goals, I look at the last month, I look at what my goal was. So my goal was Success Club 40. I hit Success Club 28. My goal was 5-star. We're into 3-star, and we're moving through Premier qualification, which is a goal of mine. But my results with my Success Club numbers were not as high as they should have been, which means that I need to look at that process. What didn't work? Where do I need to improve? So I need to build more connections each day. I need to follow more people. And so that is what I'm carrying through into my new month. I also need to time block more effectively. So really want you guys to think about that. For those of you guys that are newer coaches, Success Club as a minimum should always be the goal. Success Club is helping 3 people each month get started. Okay, so that's less than 1 person a week. And really, if you are doing all those things, you should be hitting those parameters. So as I said just now, reflect on what went well, what didn't, what part of your strategy isn't working, or what needs work. It might be your messaging. It might be that you're sending those messages and you're getting 0 replies. Like, that message is obviously not working. Or maybe you're voice clipping and it's not sitting right with you, or you don't like doing it. You know, you need to think about what's working there. And again, like, as I said, what daily actions did you take last month? If you're inviting 15 people a day and then your outcome was Success Club 2, that suggests to me that you need to build more connections at the top of your funnel, and you perhaps need to follow up more, and maybe you need to show up on your social media more. But you guys should, if you really ask yourselves those questions, know what the answer is. In your heart of hearts, if you haven't shown up enough on your social media and you've been more absent than you should have been, you will know that. And unless you're willing to sit down and ask yourself those questions, you'll just move into the new month with the same strategy without being honest with how your performance was. What's your goal for this month? Okay. What daily actions will it require? I think the other thing that I see sometimes is people go, my goal's this. And it's like, cool, that's amazing. But how are you going to get there? Like, there's no use setting like a Success Club 10 or 12 goal if your performance last month was maybe Success Club 4 and you're not changing anything at the top of your funnel. You're not changing the number of people you're following up with. You're not changing the amount of time you're spending on your business. Because quite frankly, it is a numbers game, and it's not going to change unless you change the numbers at the top and the follow-ups that you're doing along the way. Okay. Is it realistic? Because the most like literally demoralizing thing in the world is to set yourself a goal consistently and consistently miss it over and over and over and over again. Is it realistic? Okay. They should always be, and like you guys from corporate will know this, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timed. Okay. If you have a goal and you haven't put a time limit on it and it's not realistic, what's the point? You may as well not set a goal. It needs to be, you need to commit to it, right? And sometimes committing to a date is really hard. But I'm going to be 5-star with this elite team by the end of November. We have to be, in fact. But that is the goal, and I know we can do it, and I know we will do it. And I'm putting the actions in place to ensure that happens. So we're doing a sneak peek together with the girls that will need to go diamond to ensure that happens. So I'm taking that responsibility and I'm working with them to ensure that that happens. Okay, marketing calendar. So you guys that are new might not have heard of marketing calendar, and I'm just going to show you it. So this is the one from Amazon. A lot of you guys that are more seasoned have seen this about a million times. It's literally the 2020 marketing calendar, 18-month promotional calendar and planner. And I cannot tell you how simple this is, but how much it changed my business. It was corporate that actually shared this probably in the middle of last year. And I go through my month and I look at where my boot camp's going to start, and then how long I need to call that to action beforehand. So I'm always talking about my boot camp 2 weeks before it starts, because if you don't give yourself a 2-week lead-in time, you haven't given yourself enough time to talk about it in your stories, and it makes it really hard to hit your parameters. So make sure that you get your calendar out for November. And again, like if you've got personal commitments, or you've got, I mean, hopefully we haven't got too many because it's lockdown, but if you know you've got like work deadlines, you're not going to set your boot camp or your info session to be kicked off that week. What I will share with you guys, because a lot of you guys aren't doing sneak peeks, is that the sneak peek for November for the coach opportunity will be on Thursday, the 19th of November. Okay, so you guys, I will get those visuals made up. You want to be talking about that info session, about the coaching 2 weeks before, but you then want to be making your plan now for when your next boot camp is going to start at the end of November or beginning of December, so that you're clear in your mind what you're heading for. Okay, because again, like a goal without plan, it's just a dream. It's not going to happen. You're going to get much more confident if you're treating this as a business and saying, right, this is the marketing strategy and this is the plan. Review your goals every single day. So for me, my goal is Success Club 40. My weekly goal is always Success Club 12. And quite often my goal is Success Club 4 for the day. And I might even write down the names of the people that I'm going to enroll, but I am always every single morning reviewing those goals. Okay, am I on track? What am I going to do today? And if you don't have time to write them out, you can write them out at the beginning of the month and read them through and say, right, if my goal is Success Club for the month, then my weekly goal is going to be Success Club 2. What am I going to do to make that happen? Okay, because it is about chunking it down. And if you can chunk it down to daily, I can promise you, again, what you put out to the universe with clarity will be pulled back in. If you put something out to the universe without much clarity, it's much harder for you to pull that goal in. Okay, and then what actions are most urgent each day to reach the goal? And so what you're going to ask yourself each day is like, where do I sense that I've not fulfilled the funnel properly, or I haven't fulfilled what I need to fulfill on the tracker? Like, have I got a lot of follow-ups to do? Is my boot camp about to start? Is that the focus? Is that what's going to get me to the goal? Okay. And just asking yourself that question as you go through. Again, for you newer coaches, that's probably not going to be that clear yet, right? Because you're just making your way through your training, just as an example. And the biggest danger to goals and achieving them is time, okay? And particularly as entrepreneurs, as people that work from home, as people that work independently, the biggest danger we have is that we lose discipline, okay? And I want you guys to ask yourself, if you're being disciplined with your time, are you scheduling out little time blocks? Even if you're working full time, do you schedule out little 10-minute slots where you're like, right, I'm going to achieve that thing on the tracker in 10 minutes, go. I set timers a lot of the time for each task on my tracker, because again, like, I'm only human. My brain is going to drift and I'm going to procrastinate unless I put a time limit on it. And I can promise you, when you start to put timers on those tasks, and we'll do an action hour possibly next week, it is amazing what you can get done on that tracker. And you realize there's so much of this internal chatter. It's actually something Jo spoke to me about the other day. I said, what's changed? And she said, instead of me going to someone's page and being like, oh, would they be interested? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure whether to invite them. She just said, I just took action. I just invited them. I didn't worry about it. I didn't have that conversation in my head. Can you see how much time? And people are like, Izzy, how do you send 20 invites in 10 minutes? Like, how is that even possible? I've got a list of names that I've got from connections I've built, and the invite goes out. I don't think about, will that person like the invite, will they not? Like, it goes bam, 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 bam. Okay. And I want you guys to really think about that, because the brain will self-sabotage you every step of the way, particularly when we're working independently. Yeah, we're a team, but you're working independently. So that is all I have to say. And on that, and Charlotte is just going to come in and just share what she does to set her goals.
Hiya, right, okay. So I just want, like, everything Izzy said there is like pretty much like everything that I try and do as well every day. But I just want to say that, like, Izzy has given us, like, in the little push group that we're in, tasks to do every single morning as part of a morning routine. And she wants us to, like, set goals, write out our vision, write down affirmations, and write down gratitude, right, and what we're grateful for. Now that sounds like quite a lot. It literally takes me 10 minutes, like, every morning, and I do it first thing on a morning, because then that motivates me to get up and get my workout done. Once my workout's done, I'm on my stories. I've already shown up before I've done anything else, before I've even thought about it. I'm there and I'm thinking about when I think about my goals, I think about what I've reflected on, I think about where I'm going, where I'm heading, I think about what went well, what didn't go so well the day before. If I got any objections over Messenger, I'll go on my stories and think about how I'm going to overcome them objections. When I'm sitting writing my post out, I'll think about the objections that I've had and things like that. So when I'm sitting writing my goals on a morning, I can't tell you how important it is to reflect on the day before, the week before, the whole month in general, and just really call yourself out. You're not calling yourself out to anyone but yourself. But if you don't call yourself out, you're literally just in denial and you're not going to get anywhere. Like, literally, it's so important. You literally, even if you had to take shit, write down what didn't go well and write down, because then when you write it down, it'll make you feel like, I don't want to feel like that again. If any of you have the Ultimate Portion Fix tracker, the Ultimate Portion Fix little logbook, the 30-day logbook, it gets you to write down like certain things, like how you felt today, how did your food make you feel, what you didn't do well. Because when you write down, I've stuck to Ultimate Portion Fix all day and I feel really good, I feel really motivated, I feel really healthy, I feel full of energy. You're going to then feel like that the next day because you're going to want to do it again. So it's very much the same, like sit and write down like what you did well, like literally just think, what did you do well? Even if it was getting up and getting your workout done and posting it on your stories, great, that's a little win, like you've done that really well. What didn't go so well? You didn't look at your tracker all day and you didn't send any invites. Okay, so what you're going to do today, you're going to go on your tracker and send some invites, right? It literally is just as simple as that. Like, I set my goals, daily goals, new week goals, new month goals, and a 3-month goal. I'll share with you today. So my goal today was 30 new invites into the boot camp that starts tomorrow. Make the team call at 6, complete my workout, go on my stories and show up, right? So that was my daily goals, is to get some things done on my tracker, to show up on my stories, and I've achieved them goals and I've sent out my invites. So it literally is like, write it down, you can see it. When I come to my desk, I can see it. I'm literally looking at it now. Like, that was my goals for today. My goals for the week: 5 Instagram posts, Success Club 4, and stay on track with Ultimate Portion Fix and post my recipe ideas every day on my stories. Things like that, like, it helps remind me like what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why it's important, and why it makes me feel good. And like, when you do it, like when you write it out and you can see it, and I can see it here, like, it's just so motivating. Then I've got my new month goals and I've got my 3-month goals here, and I just feel like when you actually write your goals out, it makes it so much easier to go and do it, because when you write it out, you know how you're going to do it, and you can write a plan. It doesn't have to be massive, it doesn't have to be detailed. But by doing my daily goals, which is sending out 30 invites, showing up, doing my workout, talking about the boot camp, it then makes my weekly goals of Success Club 4, my Instagram post, my Ultimate Portion Fix easy, because I've already done my daily goals, which is showing up and sending out invites and doing the tracker. So it literally is like, you can, they don't have to be like massive goals, like literally just anything that's going to help you. Where you want to be in 3 months, well, where I want to be in 3 months is 2-star. So to do that, I need to be showing up and sending my invites and doing my tracker every day. So they're my daily tasks, they're my daily goals. Sometimes they change, like every day. Like when I'm working, I find it really, really hard to like do what I need to do on my tracker every day. So what I do is, when I'm off, I do double, because I know when I'm at work, I can't physically do it. Like I show up, I do my workout, I show my products, I make new connections on my break. I'm like literally just following accounts like crazy on my break, but I don't have time to send like personalized invites and connections. But when I'm off, I've had 3 days at work where I've created 30, 40, 50 new pages to follow and connect with. So it all comes on my days off. So you need to find like what works for you as well. Like what I've self-reflected on in the past is doing my tracker when I'm not at work and forgetting about it when I am at work, and then not doing the double from when I've not been at work. So literally is like, it takes time. It's not just gonna happen overnight. You're not just gonna find out what works for you tomorrow. Like it's trial and error, and the only way you find out what works is self-reflection. It literally is like, you have to do it. And there's some months where it will go really, really well, and you'll be like, right, what did go well? there was a month I think it was August, I hit success of 14, and it was because I was showing up every single day. My energy for MBF was absolutely insane. People were really picking up on my vibe, and that is what I'm going for Control Freak. That is literally, I'm building the fear, the FOMO now. I'm building the excitement now. We're talking about it now. We're getting my virtual assistants doing my visuals for it. Like, literally I'm planning December now. Like, literally, like, because it's going to be insane, and that is the same energy I want then. So literally, I know, like, you've got to think, like, what goes well and what doesn't. And just want to relate, like, at work, like, we have to self-reflect all the time. After every cardiac arrest that we have, we all get together in a huddle and we talk about what went well, what could we do next time. And it makes such a difference. And the next cardiac arrest we have, you already know in your head what you're going to do next time. And it was only on our push group call the other week where I actually thought about like that. I reflect all the time at work. You have to. You make mistakes all the time. And if you don't call yourself out on them mistakes, I'll make a bigger mistake. And you can't afford to make a mistake at work. So literally, it's the same here. You can't afford to keep making the same mistakes because you're not going to get anywhere. And literally, like, it literally is whatever you can apply it to. So relate this to something in your life at the moment, like where you have to self-reflect. It's at uni, you had to do it. You had to write essays and assignments on self-reflection, Gibson's reflection model. Oh my God, I was absolutely sick of it by the time of my 3 years. But it is so helpful, and like, you have to do it, and it's fun because you think about what you did well, like, enjoy it. It's like, oh, okay, I did this really well today. Okay, I didn't do this, but I'm excited to then go and do that. And if you tell yourself you're going to enjoy it and you tell yourself you're going to get the most out of it, then you will. So it literally is like, just reflect every morning, every single morning. Write out what you're grateful for as well. Writing out what you're grateful for, start your day so happy. And in this horrible time at the minute, like, November's going to be a crap month for some people, but not for us. We are going to show like the strength of our community, the strength of what we've got, a massive like focus on mindset. And by doing that, it's being grateful. Like, we are grateful we are healthy, we are grateful we are happy, we are grateful for this community, we are grateful we don't have to go to the gym and worry about what we're going to do now this shut. We are grateful that we've got Zoom and Wi-Fi to keep in touch with people, to build this community. Like, do you know what I mean? There's so many things to be grateful for, and when you focus on what you're grateful for, it doesn't matter the things that annoy you, because you just think it doesn't matter. So that really, really helps as well. Like, when I write out my gratitude every morning, it sounds cliche, it sounds cringy, but I absolutely love it now because it starts my day in the best way possible. So yeah, like, get yourselves into a little morning routine. It doesn't have to take long. I do my morning routine before I go to a 13-hour shift in the morning. It literally takes me 10 minutes. If it took time, I wouldn't be able to do my goals, my affirmations, my gratitude, my vision, my workout, my pre-workout, my recover, my stories, my videos, doing all that in an hour. You think it's impossible, and it's not. Literally is. So just try and do it as quick, like, it's whatever works for you, at a time of day that you really, really need it. For me, I'm a morning person. It has to be first thing on a morning. That's when I'm more productive. I've got girls in my cyber gym who are really not morning people, and they do it on an afternoon. Fine, whatever works for you, like, just do it and find out what works for you. And yeah, just really go for it. If anybody wants like a little template of how to set your goals, like today, new week, new month, 3 months, 6 months, then we maybe be able to get you a template, or just write it out on a piece of paper and write it out every morning, every single morning. And it doesn't take very long, and I find that really helps me, really, really helps. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
Well, that was amazing. And I think what was amazing is that Charlotte shared, you know, it's the one difficulty that I have kind of 2.5 years down the track is that I don't remember so much what it was like trying to create those habits when I was new. And Charlotte's absolutely right. When I was new, I wasn't completing this tracker top to bottom. I couldn't, but I've learned that actually if I'd have completed it top to bottom sooner, then I would be that much further ahead. So I'm going to instill in you what the absolute expectation is, because I want you guys to do better than I will ever do. But understand that, as Charlotte said, like, creating those habits in itself takes time, right? It's consistency over time. There's this strategy known as habit stacking. So that's exactly what Charlotte's doing. She's stacking her workout, her pre-workout, and her personal development, and she's now added another habit. So she's habit stacking with vision, affirmations, and gratitude. So, you know, just know that you will get there. And particularly for those of you guys that are new, I know it can feel completely overwhelming. It was for me. It was for every single coach that joined the team, but just trust the process again, and just congratulate yourself, as Charlotte said, on the things that did go well, because that kind of mindset is going to serve you so much in your coach business. You know, when you are working remotely, it's so important, as Charlotte said, to self-reflect and self-congratulate. Yeah, really, really important. Like, it's not, you are going to have good and bad days, and none of us are unicorns. Like, I have things that don't go well, and I have things that do go well. Like, we're all exactly the same from that perspective, because we're human. The final thing that I just wanted to share, and I meant to share it earlier, was this. So we've got Charlotte, who's diamond on the right, Donna, who's half an emerald away from diamond, Joe, who's now got 4 active coaches on the left and 3 active on the right, and halfway to emerald on one of those legs. That's my second business center there. That's Guy on my left, and then Ginny, who is working on getting to diamond. So when Joe goes diamond and Ginny goes diamond, and as long as Charlotte holds hers, we will be a 5-star elite team. But we have to do it. I think the cutoff is like the 18th of November. But I just wanted to share this with you guys, so those of you guys that are kind of new, or you know, you're looking at being on this board. This is not exclusive to anybody. This isn't just that I've cherry picked, you know, Joe, Ginny, and Charlotte to be in this group. They've just proved themselves in that capacity. But if you want to be on this board and you want to go for it as well, then let me know, because I want to help you guys push for those goals to reach emerald or diamond. I actually haven't put my second CBC on here. I should have done. But this is something that is very much a team vision. It's very much something that is a huge achievement. To go elite is the top parameter within Beachbody. I think there's like 0.02% of Beachbody coaches that do it. So we have a phenomenal team. And if we are putting in all of the effort now, I can promise you that these last 2 months, when everyone is half asleep, everyone's feeling depressed, everyone's eating too much, everyone's not exercising, and you're the one that's showing up, I can promise you, as I said last week, if you weren't here, hand on heart, not only will you likely fly through December, because we've got this Control Freak launch, which is going to be the launch of the year. So don't decide to drop off, because then when you try and pick up momentum for Control Freak, you will have lost it already. January is going to be insane. January is always one of the best months. I think last year I hit Success Club 40, right? So I show up. Yeah, and it doesn't mean you need to do as many stories as I do, but you need to show up and you need to be posting every day. So yeah, guys, if you want to be a part of this push, then definitely let me know. And let's do the boomerang. Oh, hold on, I've just seen Alice trying to get in here. A bit late for Alice to come in now. Right. Okay.
Can I just ask a question? Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I just ask? When you do, so you've got a boot camp set up and everything like that, and you put it out there, what happens if you're doing everything and you just genuinely don't get anybody interested? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so what you're going to do is, number one, I think it's really important to have the mindset that you will. Mm-hmm. I think that's just something that, you know, in your like sharing your goals, you said, I haven't got anyone yet. And if we have that mindset, we're going to carry that through to the period that we kick it off, and it's going to make it so much harder to get anybody in there. So I would just say, like, number one, focus on your mindset, because the way that I got my 3 people to go into my boot camp, and I shared this with Sarah earlier on, is I said to myself, I've set up this boot camp. I am going to get 3 people in this group. Like, come hell or high water, I am going to flipping do it. I'm going to fucking do it. I don't care whether I have to stay up all night to fill this boot camp with 3 people. I'm doing it. There was no like, what if I don't? If we go down this slippery slope of what if I don't get anyone? What if no one wants to join me? We're already committing to the fact that we're not going to commit and achieve the goal. So I think you've got to be really clear, and like, sorry to be so blunt, but honestly, I can promise you it is that mindset piece. What mindset and personal development work are you doing? How long are you doing it for each day? And just deciding, Claire, that, you know what, I am going to fill this boot camp. I am going to fill it. And maybe I'm just going to invite a few more people. Maybe I'm going to follow up with a few more people. And what date is your boot camp starting?
It's going to be so I want it to kick off on the 2nd of December.
Oh my gosh, loads of time. You've got loads of time. So that's mindset. That's you will 100% fill that with at least 5 people. But if you decide already that, what if I don't get anyone? Do you see that's kind of,
Yeah.
you've got to believe it. You've really got to believe it. And that's going to come from personal development. That's going to come from maybe affirmations like, I am going to get 3 people into my boot camp. And again, like maybe it's something to discuss with Joe, like how many people have you invited already? How many invites are you doing a day? What do those look like? And then fundamentally, and this goes for anybody new or more seasoned, get your results with your program, okay? Because they cannot deny results. They can deny how you feel. But if you've got amazing physical results and you have been talking about it and you are clearly loving it, I can promise you, hand on heart, you will absolutely fill that boot camp. But you've got to get, what if I don't get anyone? What if I don't get anyone? Because that's it will eat away at you.
When I first started, like a big thing for me was inviting people and getting a no. Listen to the book, Go for No. It honestly changed my whole mindset to invites, like, and getting a no. I now, when I get a no, it means not yet. And when I hit Success Club 14 in August or September, they were all follow-ups from girls who said no. Every single one of them. Not one of them was a new invite. I signed up 4 people in an hour who'd all said to me no. And it just shows it means not yet. It takes, honestly, don't get disheartened by it. Think you've built a connection. Someone's actually replied to you. They've given you a no, which technically means in my head, not yet. And literally, see, Kate there, I was a no to Charlotte 3 times. She was. It was follow up. I know you're going to love it. I know you're going to love it. It's confidence in what we've got as well. Be confident in what we've got. And literally, you'll be absolutely fine. Listen to that Go for No book. That is such a good place to start because that helped me so much.
Brilliant. I'll download that. Yeah.
That book is amazing. And I think that shift comes, that belief, as Charlotte said, that belief. And I saw a massive shift in Charlotte. I'll tell you when I saw a massive shift in Charlotte, when she decided to finally do Ultimate Portion Fix, because her results were undeniable. Like, she felt insane. She was a gym bunny. She had never, her results are insane. If you look at her transformations, undeniable. There's no way that girl wasn't going to try and tell somebody who said no, you're going to join me, because she's like, I believe it. And remember, how long have you been coaching?
Couple of weeks.
Okay, not long enough to see a prolonged transformation or result, or even possibly the effects of the superfood, having had it every day. So go all in on your journey. You can see Charlotte's enjoyment and love and passion and belief for what we do. And that is going to change that mindset from, what if somebody doesn't want to join me? Why wouldn't you want to join me? That's kind of, and I know you've got that in you. I can see that. But you've just got to, I think it's just flipping a switch and saying, do you know what? You're not even allowed to go there, Claire. What if someone doesn't join me? What a load of rubbish. Of course they're going to join me. It's that confidence. And sometimes you've got to fake it till you make it. You've got to just bolster yourself up a bit and say, do you know what? I'm just going to trust in what my coaches have said, and that actually these no's are ultimately going to be yeses. Because as Charlotte said, I don't think I've ever had one single person ever who I've invited and they're like, yeah, sure. I'll always get no, or I'll always get an objection. And your skill is going to come through learning to work through those no's and not right nows over time. And again, you're not going to be amazing at doing that to start with. You have started a new job, and we can't expect to be pros tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. And that's why for your first few months as new coaches, I think it's going to be highly unlikely you'll enroll someone that's cold market, because number one, they don't trust you, and number two, you're just learning to work through that process. Definitely my first 3 months, my people were all friends and family, and that final 3 months to hit Success Club, I literally begged my father-in-law to enroll so that I could get a summit ticket on the last day of the month. So I scraped Success Club those 3 months by the skin of my teeth. It was not easy. It was hard. I faced that rejection. I hated it. I thought this wasn't for me, but I continued because I just knew in my heart of hearts it's going to work. So just know and trust in what your coaches are telling you. I promise you, you will smash that boot camp.
Brilliant. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Big yourself up a bit more.
Yeah.
in those feathers. Right, I'm going to do a boomerang, and then the people that shared their tracker last week definitely stay on, and then we can just have a little chat about anything. Sorry, I've got music blowing out my stories. Let's turn this right down. It looks like I'm in the pitch black because I've just got a lamp on, but otherwise you can't see anything. I'm just going to